I'm pretty sure my other roommate, my very first roommate, pretty sure she tried to kill me in my sleep. What's up, y'all? It's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what do you do, shawty? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Anyways, if you're not new here, same thing. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Today is a story time. Now, I don't know if I said this in the last video, so I'm gonna say it in this video right here. I am mass uploading today to cover the days that I missed last week of uploading. And so you'll see this shirt. You'll see this shirt until I get tired of this shirt. But I am a clean person. Don't get it twisted. I am clean, I promise. It's just the kind of day we're having. Also, go Tar Heels. Anyways, yeah, so basically, I'm pretty sure my other roommate, my very first roommate, pretty sure she tried to kill me in my sleep. Oh my gosh. No, I mean, she wasn't evil or anything. Don't get it twisted. She really wasn't. She was a really sweet person, but I think that she was too sweet for me. Also, I'm an introvert. Believe it or not, don't come for me, because I know sometimes I just be talking and talking and talking. But I talk to people that I'm comfortable with. I do, and I talk when I feel like speaking. It is what it is. Like, you can't force me to talk if I don't like you. If there's no vibe, there's no vibe. Can't just communicate with you. So, yeah. But she was like a really nice person, very talkative, very sweet. She had a completely different major than I did, so we didn't really have that much in common. Yeah, so I remember I moved in, she was sweet, we said, hey, what's up, because by that point, we had been talking already through social media. I forget how they had it set up. I think there was like a Facebook page. We were like, hey, do you want to be roommates with me, blah, blah, blah. Didn't really know anything about each other, so we were like, yeah, let's room together. And so there we are, roommates. Moved in, first few weeks were fine. And then she told me that she like talks in her sleep. And I didn't believe her until one night I really just couldn't fall asleep and I heard her having a full-on conversation with herself. And I'm like, oh, like, are you awake? Are you awake? And all you saw was like tossing and turning. She was still under the covers, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, okay. So I put my headphones in, didn't really think anything of it, went to sleep. A few days later, I remember like hearing, I think that she was like hitting the wall, but it's cause like her bed was by a wall, my bed was by a wall. And so like she bumped into the wall in her sleep and I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. I do that too. But I don't know, she was still talking and I was like, girl, is you well? Are you okay? Is everything fine with you? Are you sane? But you know, she wasn't answering, and so I just sat there and I was kind of like listening to the conversation that she was having. And she was talking about, oh no, you knock, oh you knock, oh no, you knock, oh no, you knock. And so those little banging sounds that are on the wall were her actually knocking on the door because she was talking in her sleep. And I'm like, girl, boo, you better not open the spirit road because I am not the Avatar and I cannot with you. I cannot firebend, airbend, waterbend, or earthbend. If we got spirits up in this room, that's it, they just gonna get us because I can't do any of the above. So I went to sleep. And then this is where things are like escalating. I went to sleep. I got up, went to class, went about the next few days as I would, just going to class sometimes. Freshman year was wild. I didn't really do anything, but that's something for a different video. But yeah, it was wild. So I went to sleep one night, but then I woke up because I just felt so uncomfortable. When I woke up, I turned my head and guess what I saw? I saw a sis standing next to my bed looking at me. But she wasn't even awake. She was not aware that she was looking at me. It's like her body was there next to my bed. Her eyes were open and she was looking at me, but her brain wasn't like looking at me. Her brain wasn't processing that she was looking at me in my sleep. So I remember calling my mama. For the next few days, I slept in the living room on the sofa. I was over there bundled up like life insurance. I was like sleeping with one eye open. Oh my gosh, that thing creeped me out. I don't know when I got the nerve. I don't know when I started feeling comfortable enough to like go back to my own bed. But I remember like there was a day that she went to go spend a night at her friend's house, and I was like, okay, cool. So I'll go back to my bed, I'll sleep. So I fell asleep, knocked out. The next few nights were cool because she was staying at her friend's house. And then she came back and I was like, do I sleep in the living room? Do I sleep in my bedroom? What do I do? So ultimately I ended up going back to my bed. I slept, but then in the middle of the night, since I was still traumatized, I woke up, I opened my eyes, and then I flipped over and I saw the girl sitting in her bed straight up like this, but her eyes were closed. And she was just, I was like, oh no, sis possessed. Sis gotta be, she has to be confronting demons right now in her sleep. She out of her mind. Like, her body is for sale. Like, that's basically what she was doing. She was just being utilized by other forces, and I couldn't handle it. I could not handle it. So turns out that, I can't even say turns out that like for real, I didn't know what to do. I told my RA that she was having some problems in her sleep, and she was like, oh, well, I can't really do anything about it. I mean, it's your roommate. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do anything about it? Like, you can't like pray for her or something? You can't give her holy water or anything? Like, no exorcist, nobody on campus? So I went back to sleep. I don't know how I went back to sleep, but I went back to sleep. And that was it for that night. And so a few days later, probably like 2 days, 3 days later, I went to sleep and I woke up and the room was freezing cold. Like, that night I remember turning the heat on, but when I woke up in the middle of the night, the heat was off. Like, you can go in the living room, it was warm. In our room, it was freezing cold. I remember this like day. Oh my goodness. It was freezing cold. I got more covers, I turned over, and I saw the girl just standing next to my bed, and she was like, I was like, oh no, I am too young to die. I am too young to not be in this earth. And she was just laughing. Her eyes were closed, she was laughing, and I was crying because I'm like, nah, I'm about to square up like it ain't never been squared up in my life. Like, oh. And so sis, she just was laughing in her sleep. And then she sat up. I'm like, ooh, please, like, stop, go away. Nah, I was like, had my face in my shirt, had my body under the covers. At that time, I was paraded, like I was crying in my bed. I didn't know what to do. And so she sat up, she was laughing still, and then she just went back to sleep. And I'm like, I know like heck she ain't just do this to me. I know like heck she ain't do that. I know for a fact she didn't just wake up, start laughing, sit up, laugh some more, lay back down, go to sleep. I said nah. So I got up out the bed, I went to the kitchen, I got me a little spray bottle, I turned on the bedroom light, I started squirting. I said, yo, you better get up. You better get up, because you ain't about to sit over here possessed in this room. You better get up. And then I was like, do you know you were laughing in your sleep? Do you know that you sleepwalk? Do you know that you be like getting up and roaming? Do you know that you sit up in your sleep? You know you be talking to people? You know you be knocking on the roof? I was asking a whole bunch of questions. I could not get it through my mind. Like, girl, I was stressing out. Like, there's somebody else in this room with us and it's not just the two of us. And she was like, did I really do that? I'm like, girl, did you really do that? Yes. Yes, you did. You really did. Like, Gentile, you did. Talking about, you did. You was sitting up in your sleep laughing. And when it got too creepy for me, your girl made new friends and I was sleeping over at their room. Like, I wasn't about to get possessed in my sleep. Too cute to be possessed. Nope. Bye-bye. No, so that was that. I ended up just basically sofa surfing I could not. She was my roommate for 2 years. And we had some good moments. We had some really high moments. But when it came to the sleeping arrangement, I was stressing out because your girl would just be sitting up laughing in her sleep like it ain't nobody's business. So that's another thing you need to know before you go to college, who your roommate is, because you never know. They could be crazy. They may have some sleeping problems, and they may be sleep talking, walking, laughing, and crapping in their sleep. Like, that is the end of the story. This is my first story time, my crazy roommate. It was pretty traumatic. But guess what? My roommate stories don't stop there. Trust. I've had plenty of roommates in my life and they all seem to have lost their mind. So it is what it is. I will talk to you about it another time. But anyways, y'all, again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you so much. What it is, what it is, what it do, what it do, what it is, what it do, what it is, what it do. Anyways, y'all, thank you again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, comment below if you've had any crazy roommates, because I need to know that I was not alone in this crazy roommate world. People crazy, y'all. Let me know if you've had some crazy roommates in the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video while I'm wearing the same shirt, because your girl is mass uploading today because she did not upload last week. It is what it is. All right. Bye-bye.